All right, guys, we are finally live. All right, now I'm gonna just try to see that everything is set before I begin to give it to you guys. So today we set the day sometimes early July, and I said I was gonna take you guys on, you know, an introductory class to digital marketing, and the day is finally here. It is Digitma 2022. One history behind this program was that I decided that I was going to do this program sometimes at the end of year 2021. In fact, the program was designed to be a 4 weeks, you know, 4 weeks boot camp where I was going to take, every attendee every weekend on different topics, just to give you a background understanding, a very thorough background understanding on about digital marketing. But it didn't happen until July, so it's happening 7 months later, but it's happening just at the right time. And today is going to be very, very impactful. All right, so very quickly, without wasting your time, I'm just going to share my slides so that we can, you can follow through. So if you are on this live event, on this live call, on this, webinar, call it masterclass, call it what again? Call it video podcast, whatever it is you want to call it. I want to welcome you especially to this life-changing event. It's life-changing because I'm going to share with you everything that I know so far that's going to give you a background understanding, that's going to give you enough light to be able to decide what exactly you want to do, with digital marketing, and how exactly you should go about it. One of the things people often have when they want to start something as very complicated like this is the lack of clarity about what the whole thing is about and where exactly they should be, in the entire industry. So I am trusting that at the end of this event, you're going to have all of that sorted out, and which is why I decided I want to do this program for you. And that's one of the ways I want to share that I'm rooting for you. I was, probably where you are sometimes around 3 or 4 years ago, and I was starting my journey out in data marketing. I knew next to nothing. I didn't know what to do, what next to do. So it was, a lot of guesswork, a lot of trial and error that got me to where I am today. So rather than you doing trial and error, what I want to do for you in this training is to help you to be precise and direct about what exactly you should be doing and where exactly you should go to for learning, free learnings, and of course, ultimately paid learning. So welcome again to the Digitma 2022. So I'm going to just share my slide now. And as soon as my slide is up, then we are good to go. You can see my slide now, I suppose. All right, so it's digital marketing, beginner's guide to digital marketing. So I call it beginner's guide to digital marketing because I intend to make things very simple today. I intend to make things also very basic. We're going to start from basic to, a little complicated things, a little complicated stuff. But it's beginner's guide because let's assume you have not heard about digital marketing at all, or you have heard about digital marketing, but you don't really know what it means, you don't know what it involves. This is the training that is going to get all of those cleared out for you. Because at the end of this training, you're going to know what digital marketing is. You're going to know the different, fields, the different subsets of digital marketing, and you will definitely be able to know which one of them you should go into and where you can begin your learning from. I'm going to help you with all of that today, I promise. All right, so welcome to digital marketing. To Digitma 2022, Beginner's Guide to Digital Marketing. So you have it on your screen. Welcome on board. It's Digitma 2022. It is Intro to Digital Marketing. And this event is proudly sponsored by Emerge Africa. If you can see my shirt, you see Emerge Africa boldly inscribed on it. Emerge Africa is a social entrepreneurship outfit that I founded in 2021. And the goal of this outfit is to help Africans. They call us people living in the third world, people living in the underdeveloped countries. So one of the things we have today that can help the young African compete with anybody from the ends of the world today is the power of technology and the internet. So one thing we want to do in Emerge Africa is to help young people to develop the skill set that is needed for them to be able to compete with people from the first world. And this is why we're doing one of this training, and this is why we do the other cardinal programs we have. Very soon, in not too long, maybe in some weeks, we're going to be having another event. It's called Emerge Conference 2.0. We had Emerge Conference 1.0 last year. We're going to be having the second one this year. We're going to be looking at Africa and technology, and I'm going to show you, we're going to bring on board a few young people who are doing great stuff on the internet and leveraging on technology today, and you're going to learn from them firsthand how they're doing it and how you can also replicate it so that you can also get the same result. So this is what Emerge Africa is all about, and we definitely go. I'll quickly just take you to the next slide. So I've introduced Emerge Africa, then we can just begin to roll on the program. So what I'm going to do quickly is I need to see my screen wider myself, because I'm going to be sharing a lot of information from my screen. So let me just quickly zoom. Okay, there is something else I also should do. I forgot to clean my camera lens, and I'm just going to do that now. So there's a blackout. Yeah, I'm back. So I hope you can see me very clearly now. So give me a moment. I'm just going to zoom my screen so that I can have all the details on the screen very clear, and we can launch from there. Okay, good. This is perfect now. All right, so if you can see my screen, so wherever you're joining from, welcome again. If you are watching this live, let me know in the comment section where you're joining us from. I want to just type in the comment section. You're joining from Lagos, you're joining from Accra, you're joining from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, wherever it is you're joining from. Just let me see your comments in the comment section. But much more, I'm not going to be too concerned about the people in the live room today, until probably we get to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, get them ready. There's going to be a Q&A session where you are able to ask all the questions that you have concerning digital marketing. But like I said, this is a training, and I'm just going to go straight into the training, because some persons are going to be watching this video many months, many years later, and that's fine. So I'm just going to go straight to the training, run it like I'm having a master class with no students. So expecting that students are going to come up later to actually watch the video. So today you're going to learn, number one, in this training I'll show you how you can make decent income from digital marketing. And one of the ways you can do that is actually digital marketing. Having digital marketing skills can help you get new jobs, jobs that are related to digital marketing. And also having this skill can also help you increase your pay. So let's say you're on a job already and your employers know you don't know anything about digital marketing, but after you get digital marketing skills, you can write to your employer, because you're going to be much more useful for your employers. And so you're going to increase their bottom line, and that qualifies you, that guarantees that you can also ask for much pay. If you are, by the time you begin to contribute to the bottom line, of course, every person on the job contributes to the bottom line one way or the other. But I'm saying, companies are much more interested about how much they make, and and the people who actually contribute directly, the marketing guys, the people in the sales department, the people in the product development department. So they're so concerned about the people who do all of those than the people in probably the administrative department and the like. So the moment you actually step up in your job, eventually you applied as a personal assistant, and now you have digital marketing skills, and you're beginning to contribute to the marketing programs of the company, then you are able to tell the company, I'm doing more than I am doing more than pardon me, I'm doing more than I'm employed for, so I think I deserve or qualify to get a pay rise. And so you can actually get a pay rise with this skill. I'm going to share with you my own personal experience, how this has worked for me, so that you can know this is not fluke, this is absolutely possible. Or when it comes to earning decent pay from data marketing, I'm also going to show you how you can actually become the next big name in the digital marketing industry. Number two, I'll also show you a clear roadmap to doing item number one in 6 months. Now, this is possible in 6 months. I began to learn data marketing in 2019. And so in 2020, I founded my company, the Optimal Edge Business Concept. So I started learning data marketing, I think it was November 2019. And I founded my own company in June. That's like about 8 months. But of course, the results I got also took me about 1 year or thereabouts. So that's like getting to 2 years. But if you stay with me on this event, or on this masterclass, I will show you how I was able to do all of that in 2 years, so that you don't have to do. There was a lot of trial and error in my own case, so you don't have to go through all of the trial and error if you watch this event till the end. So I'll show you a clear roadmap to doing number one in 6 months. If you follow the roadmap, you will definitely move into new roles, or start a business yourself that earns you the kind of money and the kind of life that you desire. So number three, if you stay on this call, I'll also get you started on what to learn and where to learn. So that's also some of the issues people face. Oftentimes people ask me, I want to learn data marketing. Where do I learn? Sometimes people come to me and say, can you teach me data marketing? And I tell them, presently, I don't have a course on data marketing. So this is not an event where I want to sell you a personal data marketing class. I don't have a course on data marketing. So, but I will show you the places where you can learn. I'm going to show you the place where you can learn data marketing free of charge, absolutely free. Then over time, as you gain some basic understanding of data marketing, then you can begin to invest in master classes. I also started data marketing learning free. Learning free, leveraging on some platforms to learn free. Then I began to take paid course. For example, I bought a master class on data marketing early this year for $40. So there's a point you get to where you need to begin to make financial commitment to your growth journey. But I mean, you can still start, learning free of charge. So I'll show you these three things in this event, and I hope you stay to the end, because some of these things also will be some things I will share at the end. For example, where to learn, what to learn. These are things that will come, towards the end of the masterclass. So stay with me. Now, in case you're wondering, who is this person that says he wants to show me all of this? So you're curious, you're wondering if I am qualified, because oftentimes there's a saying that says follow people. There's a saying that goes, follow people that know the road. So oftentimes, and that's the best, it's different from listening to somebody who has a head knowledge, who just learns the theory, does not know how the things work, and is just sharing from what he has read from books or what he has watched on videos. The guy sitting in front of you did not just read them. I have done it. So when I say I want to take you on this journey, don't relax. I have done it. I've made millions in digital marketing. And so what I'm going to be doing for you, what you're going to be getting in this event is you're learning from somebody who has done it, who knows the way. And so you can be sure that you are following the right person. So my name is Ajayi Olaleko Divine, and you're going to see on the screen, people call me Coach D. And that's because I'm actually a business coach, an online business coach. And I'm also involved in a lot of other coaching programs, So my AKA goes Coach D. I'm the founder of the Optimal Edge Business Concept, a digital marketing company. I'm also the founder of Emerge Africa, the organization that is bringing you this training. So now a little about me. In 2019, so I'm just going to cut all of the history short to the point where I decided to actually venture into digital marketing. So I studied mass communication, first degree and master's degree. So I know all that you can talk about when it comes to traditional broadcasting, radio, television, newspapers, and all of that. So, but the world is changing and evolving every day. And so, of course, the trendy thing today, or the latest that we have, which is running the course of things, is actually the new media, what is called the social media, the internet. Okay, so in 2019, I decided, after a master's degree, so I decided that I was going to pivot, and focus more on learning what the new media is all about. And I decided I was going to go into digital marketing. So I began taking courses, free courses on digital marketing, because I wanted to change the trajectory of my career. Today, I can boldly call myself a digital marketer with 3 years of experience and a lot of things already done in the industry. So I'm simply saying, at one point, I was a personal assistant. Of course, even though I studied mass communication, I was not practicing in the broadcast industry. I was a personal assistant to a director in one school somewhere there in Lagos. And all of a sudden, I woke up, I told myself, it looks like the world is changing. And, now, no doubt, Africa is way behind the world when it comes to matters like this. So for somebody to wake up in 2019 and say the world is changing means you're waking up late, because the world has changed a very long time. But the point is, there are still people in Africa today. This is 2022. The world has left them, far behind, and they are still stuck with the whole world. All right. So one of the things I want to challenge you on this call today is that the world has changed. The world is moved. As a matter of fact, the global world is already thinking of, of the metaverse. Facebook came recently with the beginning to explore the metaverse. So we already think the world is thinking further already. The world is, the developed world is like probably some 20, 50 years ahead of Africa. that's the fact. So we're in 2022. The world is already doing great stuff in tech and with the internet, and we are still somewhere probably around 2000. We're still struggling with the electricity problem, when some countries are already thinking of how they can actually remove cars that are fueled by petrol, so that they can begin to use just electric power cars. But the point is, in Africa now, the possibility of using electrically powered car is actually difficult because we are still struggling with regular or constant power supply. So we are a long way behind the rest of the world. But one of the things that the internet does for you is that it opens you to what is happening in other climes, so that even though you are in so-called the third world, you can still be ahead of your peers and compete favorably with the guys who are in the first world. I'm saying it from personal experience too. I work for guys outside Nigeria, and I work alongside guys from US, from UK, from Canada, and sometimes my job gets commendation, sometimes better than these other guys, because one of the things you're going to learn in the journey of life is that if you're going to play with the guys in the first world, you must develop expertise, you must be competent, and you must give your work the best shot. If you can do it, nobody's going to care about your color, nobody's going to care about your religion, nobody's going to care about all of those sentimental issues. It's just going to be strictly about what you bring to the table. All right, so like I was saying, I did my career pivot in 2019, switched from traditional broadcasting into digital marketing, and began to learn little by little. I won't call myself a pro now. I won't call myself an expert. I'm still one young person in the industry learning. But what I want to do for you is that the 3 years journey, the 3 years experience and knowledge that I've gained, I want to condense it, for you, so that if you're starting out, you're just going to have a smooth sail, quote and unquote, a smooth sail, because you're just going to know a lot more than somebody who is trying to scramble for what to do or what next, not to do. So I started my company, the Optimal Health Business Concept, in 2020, sometimes around June, in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, in the heat of the pandemic, the pandemic is still around, but probably it feels like it's a little, a lot more better than it was in 2020, when the whole, economies were shutting down. There was lockdown everywhere. So I started in the middle of, of the heat of the coronavirus pandemic. And the company has grown in 2 years to a company that makes 6 to 7 figures consistently every month. Now, it didn't happen overnight. It happened as a result of several months of hard work and toil. But one thing I'm going to do for you in this event is to show you how some of those results came to be, so that you also can learn and see what you can do with what you learned today. So in short, this is me, Ajayola Condivine. I am a digital marketing personnel. I don't want to call myself expert, because I don't see myself as an expert. There's still a lot to learn. All right, so this is me. That's been my journey in the last 3 years. And today I've been able to build a company in the digital marketing industry that is competing with companies outside Nigeria. So I'm going to give you a shocker. When I started the Optimal Hedge, in 2020, we were prospecting Nigerian clients majorly. So until 2021, when I decided at the beginning of year 2021 that I was just going to change my focus ultimately, stop prospecting Nigerian clients or African clients. I'm just going to focus on foreign clientele. And that was the card that changed the game for me. All right, so guys, I'm going to tell you, there is so much money in digital marketing. There is money flying on the internet, if only you know how you can position yourself to make some of those money. Very soon, I'm going to show you the what of the digital marketing industry. And my company is already taking just a chunk out of that what. But the chunk we're taking, is something, that can actually help you right now, change your life, overnight. So that's a little about me. So quickly, I'm just going to move to the next slide. Now that you know me already, the question now is, what is digital marketing? So this is about digital marketing. So what is digital marketing? And if you check the screen, you're going to see digital marketing is simply leveraging the internet and digital tools or tech to, number one, create awareness about a person, a brand, a product, a service. Number two, increase demand. So in the process of creating awareness, and pushing out the message of your company or your brand, or a brand you're working for, one of the goals is that you want to increase demand for the product of the company. And the third one is, you also can leverage on digital marketing to inspire loyalty for a company, its products, or its services. So let's make it very simple. When we say digital marketing, we're talking about the coming together of two words. The first word is marketing, because marketing has always existed, several years back. Marketing has always been a thing until technology also came and began to develop. So what we call digital marketing today is the bringing together of those two words, marketing and technology. So when we talk about digital, we're simply talking about technology. We're talking, okay, because there's digital, there's analog. We're talking about the advanced technology that uses digits. All right, so marketing and technology fused together is what we call digital marketing. It's that simple. So it is the use of marketing and digital tools to actually create awareness for a product, a brand, increase demand for that product, or inspire loyalty. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So let's quickly do an industry overview. I'm just going to share with you the worth of this industry, and it's going to dazzle you. So the United States market was estimated at $155.3 billion as at 2021, according to Report Linker. Again, the market, the United States market, which I play in, I play in the United States market, so that's very important to me. The market is what as at 2021, so this is 2022. We can't have the current worth of the industry until probably November, December, when these research organizations, collate all that has been spent on data marketing in the year 2022. So, but the current figure we have as at 2021 is that the market in US alone, in America alone, is worth $155.3 billion. Emphasis on the $1 billion. That's a lot of money. Now, the digital advertising spending worldwide, so this is US, this is just US in 2021. But now we're going to look at the statistics for the globe, for the entire world. So the digital advertising spending worldwide amounted to $521.2 billion in 2021. Now, this statistics is from Statista. And of course, if you're very familiar with research, one of the trusted companies when it comes to research globally is actually Statista. So the companies spent $521.2 billion on digital marketing in 2021. Now, what I need you to do right now is just think, how much of this money can you make that is going to change your life? How much of this money can you make that is going to change your life? It's a lot of money. So the point is, all you need to do is just find yourself in the industry, in some corner where you're making just a chunk of that money. And I tell you, it's enough to change your life. Optimal Edge did between $15,000 to $20,000 last year, 2021, out of the $521 billion. And I tell you, that is something, especially if you live in the place where I live, which is Nigeria. So now the projection is that by 2026, the global digital advertising and marketing market will reach $876 billion. So last year it was at $521 billion. By 2026, projections, people look at what happened this year, what happened in recent years, because presently the industry is said to be growing at 13%. So calculate that, and you're going to just do something in a simple math, but I'm not going to bore you. 521 billion divided by 100, then take 13% of it and add it to 521, and that's how much the industry is growing per year. So what we're simply saying is, at that level of growth by 2026, that's in the next 4 years, the industry is going to be worth $876 billion. So the point is, one of the reasons why you need to learn this now is so that if you start today learning about digital marketing and positioning yourself in a part of the industry, in the next 4 years, out of this 876 billion, how much are you going to be making? And I'm telling you, you can't start digital marketing in 2022 and in 4 years you have not made some progress. I just shared with you the progress that I've made in the industry in just 3 years. So in the next 4 years, I'll be 7 years in the industry, and you can't imagine how much I would have grown in the industry. And the point is, if you start today, you can actually imagine how much you would have grown in the next 4 years. So why is digital marketing a big deal? Of course, if you check the statistics in the last slide, you should not be asking this question, but eventually you're asking this question. I'm going to help you answer it. Now, the world has become what Marshall McLuhan, that's one of the biggest names in mass communication. I learned about him when I was in my first degree mass communication. So years back, Marshall McLuhan prophesied that the world is going to become a global village. And what that means is that there's not going to be any boundaries, any barrier. The world is going to be able to communicate with each other, in US, and that's the reality of it today. This is Nigeria. I'm holding this event today, and there are people tuned in watching me from, and even though if they are not watching the live events now, some days very soon in the next days, weeks, months, some persons are going to be watching this video from US, from Canada. It means just by staying in one place in Nigeria, I am speaking to the globe. I'm speaking to the entire world. That's how much the world has condensed and has become a village. And this was prophesied by Marshall McLuhan. He said the world will become a global village. Interactions will defy boundaries. And today, because of the internet, because of technology, this has come to pass. I'm reaching out to the world right now from my living room, and I can tell you that I'm not even using a laptop. I'm actually using my Android device, my Samsung Android device. So, and I'm speaking to you, and I'm speaking to the entire world. This is the reality that technology has brought to our doorstep. So today, you can buy and sell across continents. And all that is made possible by technology and the internet. I buy most of the things that I buy, especially when it comes to tech, from the US. Basically, I buy on Amazon and some other platforms, and it just takes you days or weeks before the goods come to Nigeria. And so you can buy from any part of the world, and it gets to you. You can do business with people now from different parts of the continent, from Europe, from North America, from South America, from Asia. I have partners and friends. We just get on a Zoom call, and I'm talking to somebody in China, talking to somebody in France, talking to somebody in South Africa. All that is made possible today because of the internet. So in case you're asking, why is digital marketing a big deal? Now, I'm going to tell you this in the next slide. Number one, the possibility of earning from a global audience is the first reason why digital marketing is a big deal. So it means you can stay in your country, whether it's a third world country or it's a second world or it's a first world. You can stay in any part of the world today, and you can earn from a global audience. You can earn from all over the world in different currencies. That is why digital marketing is a big deal. And if you're in Nigeria like I am, you can stay in Nigeria and earn in dollars. You can stay in Nigeria and earn in pounds. You can stay in Nigeria and earn in euro and some other very wonderful currencies all over the world. That is why digital marketing is a big deal. And number two, there are little or no barrier of entry into the digital marketing industry. There are certain industries, for example, if you want to be a medical doctor, you need to go to school for say about 6 or 7 years. After you've learned, then you now go for 1 year housemanship, and when you're done, you now begin, as probably, a low-level doctor and begin to climb the rung, or the ladder. But digital marketing, there are no such barriers of entry in digital marketing. I tell you, once you can acquire the relevant skills and the experience, you are good to go. And that can be done in a matter of months. I'm telling you, that can be done in 1 month. It can be done in 2 months. You can take some digital marketing training in 1 month, and you can launch out as a digital marketer. Now, over time, you're going to get more experience. You're going to get, more credibility. You're going to start little, then you're going to be able to reach out to more people and work for bigger clients. But I'm simply telling you that you can get the skill in 1 month and begin to use it. That's what I'm telling you, and that's possible. I'm saying it from personal experience. So I learned digital marketing towards the end of 2019, and I began to earn from that skill the beginning of the next year. That's in 2 or 3 months or thereabout. So I'm saying the barrier of entry, none exists or just little. So all you need to do basically acquire the relevant skill and experience, and you are good to go. So again, why is digital marketing a big deal? Number one, because with digital marketing skills, you can earn from a global audience. I remember the first money I made from, selling things online was in 2020 when I was working for, the School of Consulting. I sold to these guys in, was it Ethiopia? I'm trying to remember the African country, but it's not Nigeria. I sold to some guys in some African country. I sold to 2 guys, and one of the products cost, I think, about $50 or $100. So I remember myself walking into First Bank that fateful day somewhere in the city of Lagos, and I went in there. They paid through Western Union, and I went for the first time in my life to actually cash money in dollars. You want to know that experience. So I walked into the bank, presented my my MTCN number, they checked the money, and they paid me, I think it was $150. It was $75 for each product. You need to see the joy that was in my heart and on my face, that for the first time in my life, I finally earned in dollars. And for the first time in my life, I was selling to a client or a customer that was outside my own physical location, that was in some part of the world. somewhere in another country in Africa. So I'm saying today, digital marketing makes it possible for you to earn from a global audience. It is a big deal. $150 then was, I think dollar to naira was around 350. So do the maths. That was some money, in 2020, and this is 2022. Dollar to naira is roughly around 600 plus or 700 naira now. So that's so much money. So that's why it's a big deal. And number two, there are not any serious barrier of entry into the industry. So you don't have to worry about spending years before you can break in. You can break in as soon as you are ready. And I'm going to share with you what exactly do these companies that spend all of those billions, we mentioned 521 billion, was the global spend in 2021. What are these companies actually looking for? Companies are interested today more than ever in knowing how they can leverage on the internet to reach more people, to sell to more people, and to build brand loyalty. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things involved in digital marketing. There is the people who are experts with the technology. There are the people who write content, who create content, video content, audio content, textual content. So there's a lot of parts to digital marketing, and you don't have to know all the techie stuff. You just need to find yourself in one space. Your space can just be content creation, because that's what my company does. The Optimal Hedge, we do just content development. So you can just find yourself in a space, in just one little corner in the mass industry, and earn your money just in that little corner where you position yourself. So I'm simply saying, companies really don't care about your certificate. They don't care about all of those things. Really don't come to play if basically you are able to help them to actually leverage on technology to reach more people and sell to more people. So long as you can get them the results, companies are at home with you. And if you check the screen, you're going to see there's company XYZ to my left and probably to your own right, and there is the global audience to the other extreme end. So what these companies are looking for is somebody who has a mastery of these tech tools to help them to actually get their message from where they are to the people who are dispersed all over the world. And under the global audience, and I use the picture that shows different color. There are people, who are painted in probably ash or white. There are people painted with black, and the other one with red, just to show you that, that's a representation of different colors, different races. So companies are looking for who is that expert, that person who is so good that can help us to leverage on tech to actually get our message from this part of the world where we are to every other person, across the globe. And if you are that person, these companies are willing to commit their resources into your hands, and that is money in your bank, money in your bank account. I mean, serious money. So now the next thing I want to help you understand is, what are the ways you can earn money in digital marketing? Before I do that, let me just quickly sip my tea. So how can you earn money in the digital marketing industry? Because that's one of the questions we need to answer. Number one, when you have digital marketing skills, you can get a decent job with a good pay. So back to my story. Now, I put in bracket SOC, that's the School of Consulting, where I worked in 2020. So in 2019, I told you I was working as a personal assistant. At the same time, I was taking my master's program, and of course, I was learning digital marketing. So at the end of the year, I wrote to my company that now, of course, I came into the company with a first degree. And so I told the company, I've been improving myself in the last 1 year. Now I have a master's degree. Now I have skills in the digital marketing industry. I think I deserve a better position than a personal assistant. And there were vacancies there, then in the company, they were higher than what I was doing then, that I felt I could fit in. So I wrote to the company that I wanted this position, and I was denied, and I turned in my resignation letter. I resigned, and in 2020, I began to look for another job. And I got a job with the School of Consulting that was going to pay me twice the salary I was earning in my previous job. Why? Because now I had the master's degree. Now I have digital marketing skills, and the company recognized that, oh, this guy is an asset, and therefore they were willing to pay me that much. And one of the things, I'm going to bring this home. So I started the job in March, and then the COVID-19 pandemic struck. Of course, it started sometimes in December, January in China. Then, it became a serious issue in Nigeria. So in March, we went on a lockdown, and because we were on a lockdown, physical operations were shut down for the company, because the company is an educational institute, so physical education was shut down. So we had to pivot from running our programs physically to run them online. And because we're going to run the programs online, here is a guy who is actually trained in digital marketing. I was relevant in that new dispensation. I'm going to give you a very shocking fact. The guy that was in charge of our IT and everything computer was actually laid off. The person in charge of the computer, the IT, the everything was laid off. I was actually the executive assistant and the program development officer in the company. I was retained and I became a digital marketer for the company because I had the skills and I was earning, decent pay, twice what I was earning before. So if you have digital marketing skills, you can get a better job than whatever it is you're doing now, and people pay marketers and digital marketers. Let me not say marketers generally. People pay those who are good in digital marketing, some decent money because you are helping them to improve their bottom line. Number two, with digital marketing skills, you can utilize the skills in your own business. So I want to imagine that you're also on this call or you're watching this video later and you have a business. You have an existing business now. Either it's a physical business or it's a digital business. If you learn digital marketing, it's going to help you skyrocket your sale, because once you get the skill and you're able to put the skill to use, you can now begin to use the skill to promote your own product. So even if you don't have a business now, chances are that in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, you might want to go into entrepreneurship and start a business yourself. This skill is going to help you promote your business to a wider audience, and you can actually earn a lot from your business. I put in brackets OEBC, that is Optimal Edge Business Concept. I use the digital marketing skill in my own business today, and so you can also do the same thing. Number three, once you have this skill, you can set up a digital marketing company. You can help other businesses and get paid. For example, say you're an expert in running social media advertising, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. There are a lot of small scale businesses today that are clueless about how those platforms run ads. And all you need to do is position yourself online as somebody who is an expert in running Facebook and Instagram ads, and people are going to pay you to run ads for them. I can't tell you how many millions of dollars is flying online today, going to the people who are experts. Now, I'm not just talking about people who are, who just make noise online. People who are good in running Facebook ads and getting results for you. I remember Tricia B's mentioning some, months ago. I'm actually taking one of our courses, and she was mentioning that this guy that run the ads for Damola, or what's his name, she spends roughly 400,000 on running ads. On paying him to run ads. So once you get the digital marketing skill, you can use the skill to help other businesses and you can get paid. I also put there Optimal Edge Business Concept. That's the same thing we do. We do content development for businesses and we get paid for doing that. So get one of the skills in the digital marketing industry and you can also earn money from helping other businesses. And the last way you can earn is by training others. So once you have this skill also, you can begin to run trainings. It doesn't have to even be physical. It can be online. For example, this is a training I'm running. This training could go for a paid masterclass, except for the fact that based on my organization, we have decided to do this free. But I'm simply saying if you're probably good at writing, you're good at probably running Facebook ads, you can train people and make money. One of the biggest boys in the Nigerian industry of social media advertising is this Damola guy. Damola has a course online that is, I think, 8 to 10,000 naira per 8 to 10,000 naira, and this guy has trained thousands of people. So let's say you get the skill and you're running a training for say 5,000 and you have 1,000 students. That's roughly 5 million naira. So I'm simply saying you can get these skills and you can train people. Optimal Edge Business Concept is also registered as both a digital marketing company and a training company. So we also look forward to sometimes in the nearest future where we're going to have a digital marketing training institute, and we're going to be training people on digital marketing online. So I'm simply saying this is one part we're looking to leverage on very soon. So if you have these skills also, you can venture into training people, and there is a lot of money also in that part. So there are 4 ways that I've put here. There may be other ways, but I just decided to restrict it to these 4, and these 4 are proven. That's why I put in brackets the ways that I have used this for to earn money. Number 1, you can get digital marketing skills, and by possessing these skills, you can get a decent job with the skill. Number 2, you can utilize the skill in your own business and make money. Number 3, you can set up a company, help other businesses and get paid. And number 4, you can train other people to be able to do that same thing. So Yeah, so this is the point where we're going to talk about, the different branches in the industry. So digital marketing is very wide. In my next slide, you're going to see, how diverse it is. Or let's quickly go there now. So check the slide, and you're going to see, digital marketing in the middle. You're going to see a lot of things, surrounding it. You're going to see search engine search. You're going to see SEO. You're going to see sales. You're going to see website traffic. It's a lot. It's a lot. All you need to simply do is ask yourself, do you want to be a specialist or you want to be a generalist? So when I started Optimal Edge Business Concept, I was a generalist. So it's actually fine to begin as a generalist. And what I mean by that is it's fine to actually start out in the industry doing a lot of things, because ultimately you're going to find something that is your sweet spot, and you're going to just decide, okay, so fine, even though I started doing 6 things, I want to just focus on this. So when we started the Optimal Edge in 2020, I was doing web design, I was doing graphics design, I was doing email marketing, social media management, social media advertising. I was also doing content creation, but ultimately in 2021, because what was working for the company majorly was that we're getting clients in the area of content development. So we decided to, okay, let's cut off all of these other branches and let's focus majorly on content development. And so we rebranded in 2022, early this year, as a company that is specialized only in content development. Okay, so I'm simply saying you need to ultimately decide whether you want to be a specialist or a generalist. But the point is, I would advise you to be a specialist in something. Because if, for instance, you have, you want to see a doctor today, and there is this Dr. A who is actually good in, who is an oncologist, who is also, an optometrist. I mean, he knows just a lot of things. And there's this doctor, probably you need something that has to do with your eyes, and there's this doctor who is just a specialist optometrist. Which one of them are you going to go for? I will go for the guy who is a specialist. Do you understand? So in the industry, ultimately, I would advise you that, as time goes on, you need to become a specialist rather than being a generalist. But it's fine to start, digital marketing and just know a little about everything, and ultimately find where exactly you want to actually pitch your thing. So digital marketing is wide and varied, but it's advisable to find yourself a niche and develop expertise in it. Just keep going deep into that particular niche. Ultimately, you're going to be an authority in that field, and people are going to prefer you than somebody who does just couple of things. So quickly, let's just keep this slide where we have all of the very not too very clear dichotomy of digital marketing. So I'm going to give you what I want to do right now is then dive into the digital marketing industry and just give you an expose on some of the subsets of the industry. So now digital marketing is vast. Some people actually say it's divided into about 20, 25, but what I want to do is, rather than say, okay, for example, some people separate this one from this one, I'm just going to bring most of those things under one umbrella in this training. So I'm going to say that in summary, I'm going to just break digital marketing industry into 8 types, into 8 different subsets, and I'm going to go into each of them little by little. I won't go too deep. I'm just going to give you a brief overview, and then we're going to go to some other things that we wanted to look at today. So we have search engine optimization, we have pay-per-click, we have social media marketing, we have content marketing, we have email marketing, we have mobile marketing, marketing analytics, and affiliate marketing. Are you ready? Are you ready for us to take a deep dive? All right, if you are on this call live, let me see in the comment section. I want to know whether you are following. I'm just going to take a pause while I check the comment section to see whether you are really following. If you're getting value from this, let me know in the comment section. Leave me a comment. Just type something. Let me know you are, you're following me and you're getting value from this in the comment section. All right, I'm just going to quickly check that before I continue. Okay, your midday Edu is on the call. I see your good morning. Thank you for joining. If you're getting value from this, make sure you like the video, and of course you do well also to share the video with somebody who will need this knowledge. Maybe there's somebody around you who has been talking about learning some things in tech and all that, and they don't know how to go about it. This is a brilliant start. So like this video, share this video with people in your network so that they can actually jump on this free value. This is value overload, all of them coming at no cost for you. All right, and this is one of the things that I didn't have when I was starting out, in the industry. So this is me just giving back to people and helping people to actually piggy on my own back to actually, make some very good results. Okay, so quickly we're going to begin to look at, the subset of the industry one after the other. I'm just going to quickly sip my tea. So the first one we're looking at is search engine optimization, SEO. You might have been hearing SEO here, SEO there. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what SEO is all about. So in bracket, you're going to see SEO basically is always identified with blogging, with websites. But of course, SEO is relevant in social media. So it's relevant on YouTube. If you're, for instance, on YouTube, like I am on YouTube, you're going to hear things like, what's this? Keywords. Tags. You're going to hear things like tags. Those are also SEO strategies. You're going to put some tags in your video so that when people search for a title on YouTube, your video can pop up. Those are also stuff we'll discuss under SEO. So what is SEO? SEO is the process of improving the quality and quantity of website traffic to a website or a web page from search engines. So easy. I'm going to break it down. So in the world of data marketing, there is something we call traffic. Of course, it's not the same traffic we have in transportation. Traffic in transportation will be probably it's often said when we're talking about a traffic jam, but this is not about traffic jam. So once you have a product or a business, what we call traffic is the influx of people to your product. The influx of people to your product. And for that to happen, you need to actually spend on marketing. You need to spend on SEO. So SEO is the process by which you are improving the quality and quantity of your website traffic. So you have a website. So how do you get people from all over the world to see that website, to see what you are selling on the website? It is called search engine optimization. You can optimize a page with certain keywords and certain things that you do on the page, so that once people come on Google, for example, which is the most popular, search engine. After Google, we have YouTube. So people come on such platforms and they are searching for certain keywords. Your website can come up as, one of the websites that they should actually go to. And once people get to your website, of course, it's then when they consume your content, it then becomes easy for them to actually, trust you and buy from you. So SEO is that process, the entire process, and it's wide. It's a long process, it's a wide process. So it's the entire process of improving the quality and quantity of your website traffic to a website or to a web page from search engines. And it's what we call organic marketing. Organic marketing, because when we talk about SEO, we're not talking about you paying for anything. We're just simply talking about you using non-paying, organic means to get more people to see your website. And under SEO, we have what we call on-page SEO. We have off-page SEO. On-page SEO is all the things you do on the website, on the web page. On your website to get more people. Like, for example, if you have a blog now, I have a blog, and one of the things we do, there's something they call Google crawling. Google crawling is, the artificial intelligence, mechanism of Google to come to your website, search through your website, and see how they can actually incorporate your website into their own, what do I want to call it, into their own database, such that once your website is added to their database, when somebody comes to search for a certain word, your website can be amongst the website they can suggest to the person. Because of course, once you go on Google now and type data marketing on Google, you're going to see millions of responses. Those millions of responses come from two means: SEM and SEO, search engine marketing, the companies who actually, market their websites, or the companies who organically put forward their website. So we're looking at the organic part now. So there's on-page SEO, there's off-page SEO. Off-page SEO is everything you do outside your page to get traffic to, your page. And that's also loaded on its own. There's technical SEO, there's landing page building, there's keyword research, there's link building, there's internal linking, there's external linking, there's back linking, and there's a little of data analysis also when you're talking about search engine, because you need to go to the back end, check the data, how many traffic have you generated this month, where did the people come from, what devices did they use. There's a lot of technicalities involved in that. I know all of that because I have a blog and I also monitor some of this data. So And also, one of the things I need to tell you is that the digital marketing industry is also interwoven somehow. That SEO can be related to social media, because somehow you cannot totally separate this industry, this subset from each other. For example, if you want to be a specialist in social media advertising, one of the things you need to be very good at is copywriting. Because when it comes to social media advertising, you will need to have captions, and you need to be very good in writing copies that attracts people's attention. So sometimes some branches are kind of interwoven. There's not how you are learning this branch and you are not also going into this branch. For example, if you are an email marketer, there's not how you are a good or a solid email marketer and you are not learning about landing page and you're not learning about copywriting. So so sometimes they are interwoven. So, but the first subset we're looking at is search engine optimization. And when we talk search engine optimization, we're saying all that you do to improve the quality and quantity of your web traffic. I'm a little experienced in search engine optimization because I am into content development. There's no you're doing content development too or content marketing and you don't know about SEO. You should know about SEO. So that's the first subset of the industry. That may be what interests you to go into. Then the second one we're looking at is pay-per-click or search engine marketing, called SEM. So SEM is a form of internet marketing that involves the promotion of websites by increasing their visibility in search engine results pages, what we call the SERP. Don't bother yourself about all of this technical jargon. So SERP stands for search engine results pages. When you go to Google and type data marketing, so all the results that it brings to you is what we call SERP, search engine results pages. So primarily, for example, in the first subset, we looked at organic traffic, how you can get in the front of the people without paying any money by just doing a few things on your website and blog page. But this one now, which is the second subset, this is where you get to pay money. This is about paid promotion. The first one is about organic. This one is inorganic. This one requires that you pay. And when we talk about SEM, we're talking about Google ads. We're talking about YouTube ads. The way Google ads work is you can put your money on some certain keywords that you have actually included in your website, such that once you promote that keyword, when people come on, like if I probably have a page now and I want to pay to promote my page on the keyword digital marketing, it means when you go on Google to search for digital marketing, my page is going to be preferred amongst other pages. Do you understand? So look at the screen. You're going to see what we call SEM. On the left, I have SEM, which is paid. On the right, I have SEO, which is organic. So if you go online and you actually type a search result, once the results come, which is the SERP, you're going to see that some adverts are first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And you're going to see sometimes, you're going to see AD beside that result. That is ad. It means what this page was actually promoted by the owners of the page. Then once you have done seeing the pages with the ad, you're not going to be seeing the pages that have no ad. So look at the right, you're going to see, look at the left, you're going to see email marketing platform, intelligent email marketing. That was paid. That's why you see ad there. You're also going to see best email marketing software. Is that Twilio, SendGrid? That was also paid. So that is SEM. After you're through with seeing those pages that were sponsored, then you now look down, you will see, for example, 7 best email marketing services for small business companies 2022 by WordPress beginner. This one was not paid for. This was just SEO. They put some keywords and did some things on that site so that it can rank higher. So after you're done seeing the paid promotion, the next one you're going to see are the organic, pages. So the first one is SEO. The second one is SEM. So the difference between them majorly is that SEO is not paid, it's organic traffic. SEM is paid, it's called inorganic traffic. So the first one is not paid, the second one is paid. So there are people that are specialists just in Google ads. So you can also decide that in this digital marketing industry, what you want to learn and be an expert in is on how to run Google ads. There are people that are also specialists on how to run YouTube ads. So it's called pay-per-click because once you run ad on Google, Google do not charge you until somebody clicks on that page. So for instance, these pages that I have SEM page, as soon as somebody clicks on, the first page, which is the one on email marketing platform, intelligent email marketing, Google will charge whoever is running the ads. It's called pay-per-click. So somebody has clicked, now it's time to pay. All right, so do you understand? So there are people who are specialists in this industry on how to actually run Google ads or how to run YouTube ads. And you also can decide that this is the part of the industry that you want to focus your energy in. Again, it's called what? Pay-per-click or search engine marketing. For short, it's called SEM. All right, so quickly, let's go to the third one. We have social media marketing. And I just put a few examples of the popular social media platforms. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, and all of that. You can begin to mention, Pinterest and all of those things. So this part of the industry are those that are specialists in actually running social media advertising. So, and it's not just limited to social media advertising. If you want to find yourself in this industry, some of the branches or some of the subsets, under a subset, there are still other subsets. That's why I said some people choose to divide the industry into 2025, but I just simply decided to put some of the very related subsets together and just have them under one umbrella instead of having them diversified and just scattered all across. So under social media marketing, you're going to have something like page and channel management. There are people who today all they do online is to actually help other people, companies and individuals who are probably too busy to manage their own social media pages themselves. So some persons are just good. For example, I can be very good with managing Facebook. I can be very good with creating content for Facebook, and I position myself as a Facebook, manager. All I just do is to help people manage their Facebook pages. So you can actually also do that. So that's why I said the first one is page and channel management. Then we have automation tools. There are automation tools for content creation. For example, there are tools that help you to actually, you can batch your content, create content for all the week, for Monday to Sunday, and probably, let's say your content strategy is to make 5 posts per day on Facebook. So for a week, that will be 35. So all you need to do is use some of these automation tools to actually, you have written the content, then you schedule them on the automation tools, and all you need to do is just go to rest. These tools are just, when you get, probably you program one for 9 a.m., then the next one for 3 p.m. As soon as it's 9 a.m., the tools will by themselves let your post, fly. So there are people who are good in automation tools. There are people who are good. That's just a part of automation tools. Automation tools is also vast, it's quite vast. So you can actually be an expert in that. You can be an expert in creative designing. Creative design would also include graphics. Graphics designer also have a part in the digital marketing industry. So I'm simply saying the industry is so vast, you can just find yourself in a little corner and you can be making your cool money. So there are creative design, there is creative concepts, there are people who are just specialists in research, there are people who are just specialists in content and viral content strategy. Now, okay, for example, how do we make just one post and rather than make it seen by 5 people, 10 people, how can we make it seen by 100 people, 200 people, 1 million people? There are people who are specialists in just hashtags. For example, one of the things that works on Instagram, especially on LinkedIn also, are hashtags. There are people who are good with hashtags, that they know the in and outs of hashtags. That's what we call content and viral content strategy. They're going to give you the strategy on how your content can go viral. There are people who are also specialists in paid ads, of course. Paid ads is one of the ways you can actually make money under social media marketing. And there is copywriting and storytelling. So this is also under social media, and of course, it's also under content development. Like I said, the industry can be interwoven. So you can decide to find yourself in this subset of the industry and, create specialty in it and be making your cool money in some foreign currencies. And also now we have content marketing. Now this is one of my favorite because aside from me being an expert in, I don't want to call myself an expert, aside from having a know-how in search engine optimization, this is one of the things that I also fancy a lot. I fancy to call myself a content marketer. And so this industry, this part of the industry, involves the creating and sharing of online materials such as videos. What I'm doing this money is content marketing. All right, I'm creating a video for you people for you guys to watch, and so that's part of content marketing. So it is sharing of online materials such as videos, blog, and social media posts that does not explicitly promote product. For example, in this program, I'm not promoting any product. I'm not selling any online course. I'm not selling any training. I'm just teaching people. And one of the things this teaching is going to do to you is that, one, after this teaching, because I have shared a lot, you're going to see me as an expert. True or true? That's very true. You're going to see me as an expert in the industry because I am, but you will not know I'm an expert until I educate you. So because I've, shared a lot with you, I know the in and out of the industry and I've shared with you, you're going to begin to see me as an expert. You're going to begin to take a liking to me, and to my brand. And someday, if you have questions around data marketing, likelihood is that you're going to come to me, and if I put up a product next tomorrow, on data marketing that I want to take a deep dive, likely you're also going to buy. So the point is, content marketing does not outrightly promote products. It's just majorly intended to stimulate interest in the brand. Ultimately, that is going to build into, selling of products. So some subset under content marketing is blogging. For example, when you hear blogging, it's under content marketing. Infographics, under content marketing. Press releases. I studied mass communication, and one of the things we learned under public relations is press releases. That's also under content marketing. Article writing, podcasting. What we're doing this morning is video podcasting, and there is also audio podcast. Your audio podcast can be on, Spotify and all of that. That's also one of the subsets of the data marketing industry. Then there are webinars. Webinars is the coming together of the web and seminars. So you can also be an expert, when it comes to webinars. For example, this also qualifies to be a webinar. This is a seminar that is done on the internet coming together. It's called a webinar. And also there is documents, books, ebooks, white paper. In this data marketing industry, you can be a specialist in helping people self-publish. There are people that are making so much, helping people to publish on Amazon, for example. And so you also can position yourself in that part of the industry. So the subset 4 we looked at is content marketing. All right, so let's move to the next one. Email marketing. Now, I started out also doing email marketing. This is one of the subset of the industry that I'm also very good at. So email marketing is the act of sending a commercial message, typically to a group of people using email. It involves using email to send advertisements, to request business, or to solicit sales or donation. Now, under email marketing, the two things you may need to be very good at is number one, list building. There's something we call email list building. Email list building is the technicalities and the systems you use to collect emails. And like I said, because the industry is also interwoven, when it comes to list building, you're going to have something like the creation of lead magnets. Lead magnets will be probably you're creating a white paper or a small ebook that gives out some value for free. And you're going to put it up on your Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp and tell people, oh, I created this ebook for people who want to learn how to actually have spotless skin, for example. So if you want to get this, go to this website. You put the website, people will go there. The book is free, but for people to be able to download the book, they need to give you their email. So it's called permission marketing. Seth Godin called it permission marketing. I'm giving you my email because I like your ebook. I want your ebook, so take my email and exchange. And what that means is, because I have done you a favor, you have given your email, subsequently, I can build a relationship with you using your email. I can send you email messages once in a week, gradually build a rapport with you, and ultimately, I can sell to you through email. So it's called email marketing. So the first critical thing to learn is list building, how you are able to actually, design a lead magnet. Your lead magnets can be text, it can be textual, it can be ebook, it can actually be audio. You can record an audio podcast that gives a value, and you tell people to access the the audio podcast, give me your email. It can also be a video program. You can record a video program on YouTube, but you may not make it public, make it private. Then whoever wants to access the video, they need to give you their email so that you will give them the link. So that's also that's part of the intricacies of lead magnets. So one of the things that is critical that you need to learn how to build lists. And also, like I said, email marketing also sometimes email marketers sometimes have to leverage on social media advertising, because if you want to get so much email, organic may not be able to work for you. For example, if you put up a post on your Facebook and say, oh, I have this ebook, if you want to get this ebook, go to this site, you may not see more than 10 people sign up. But once you leverage on Facebook ads or Instagram ads, you can reach out to people all over the world. So somehow, like I said, these industries are interwoven. And you also need to be good in copywriting, because the only way people are going to open your email, because also, in email marketing, you're going to need to learn something like, open rates, click-through rates. Open rates means you sent your email to 100 people. How many people opened the email? Of course, there are a lot of dynamics to that too. Some emails go to spam, but let's say the emails all went to our inboxes and we clicked on our inbox to see the mails we have, there are some technicalities that you must involve that will help you to ensure that people click on the email. Like, what is the title of your email? So is the title, does it provoke me to want to know, oh, what is in this email, or is it just some random that I just like, what's this person saying? Do you understand? So there is an element of copywriting when it comes to email marketing that you also need to get yourself better in. And of course, so you need to, there's a little of analytics too that you need to know, like, oh, what's my click-through rate? I sent out 100 emails. How many people opened the email? So after you know how many people, let's say 25% open, it means 25 people opened the email. So what's the click-through rate? How many people clicked on the link in the email? So out of the 25 people, let's say probably 5 people clicked on the, and so there are a lot of intricacies to email marketing that you also need to learn and be an expert in if you want to actually thrive in this subset of the industry. The next one is what we call mobile marketing. Now, how many of you have apps on your phone? You have apps on your phone that when you click the app, especially those apps that either tell you if you want to remove ads, pay. If you don't want to remove ads, then don't pay. Some apps like that, they'll tell you that to qualify for a benefit or a bonus, you need to watch a 30 seconds video. Those are mobile marketing. So mobile marketing is a multi-channel online marketing technique focused on reaching a specific audience on their smartphones, feature phones, tablets, or any other related device through websites, GR codes, SMS, and MMS is also part of mobile marketing. I used to be very good in sending multi SMSs out to people. A lot of those platforms used to work until do not disturb and all of those things began to mess up with those platforms. But I mean, that's some of the things you can actually be experts in, and you can also be experts in app or in game marketing. Some of you play games that in the middle of the game one ad just pops up. That's mobile marketing. And so, or sometimes you're on an app, you're using an app, and some just in the middle of your using the app, some ad actually pop up. That's actually what mobile marketing. Some of the skills that are relevant here is you need to be, you need to have analytical skills. You need to also be good with data analysis, and of course, you need to be, your communication skill has to be top notch. All right, so number 6, I suppose this is marketing analytics. Don't forget, in some of the subset, I already mentioned data analysis that you need to do a little. If you're probably focused on search engine optimization and you're doing blogging and website traffic and all that, you need to know a little about analytics, because you need to go to your WordPress dashboard, check your traffic, check your click-through rates, check your bounce rates, and all of those very technical things that you don't need on this video. But there are also people that all they do in the digital marketing industry is they are specialists in marketing analytics. They are specialists with numbers. They just observe the numbers and they make permutations based on the numbers. So that's also a subset in the industry. Like I said, it is a study of data to evaluate the performance of a marketing activity by applying technology and analytical processes to marketing related data. Businesses can understand what drives customer actions, refine their marketing campaign, and optimize their return on investment. This can be all you are helping businesses to do, helping them to understand their data and helping them to make projections based on their data and giving them advice on how to actually improve things. Some of the subset of this industry, of this subset in the industry is people who actually do market analytics, help companies study market trends. They help study market trends. They also help them do competitor analysis, help them analyze their competitor. What are their competitors doing? What is, working to their advantage that you also can replicate in your business? And they also help, with customer behavioral analysis. Sometimes they help companies run, research, study group research, survey researches, just to collate data to help them make some of the conclusions that they need to make. So one of the subsets in the digital marketing industry is actually what? Marketing analytics. Oh, that is number 7, not number 6. So, and the final one will be affiliate or influencer marketing. That is also a subset under digital marketing. So affiliate marketing is the practice of promoting the product or services of another person or company in exchange for a commission. So in affiliate marketing, you don't need to have a product. You don't need to create the product yourself. Just walk up to a company that has a product and you tell them, I can help you promote this product, and this is the commission that I want. Some companies have all of that figured out. They just reach out to you and tell you, Can you be an affiliate marketer with our, on our brand? And we're going to give you 30% commission on every sale. So, that's affiliate marketing. You help people sell their products and you get paid commission. It's also a subset of digital marketing. And there's also what we call influencer marketing. It is a form of marketing that involves endorsement and product placement from influencers. So let's say you have gotten to a level of an influencer, and I'm not really saying you have millions of people following you. It can be 1,000 people following you, especially if they are an audience that engages with you a lot, that there's an engagement, they trust you. When you make a post, they respond to your post. You can become an influencer, and all you need to do is actually help. You charge companies, you charge businesses to help them put their message out. So let's say you have 1,000 followers that engage with you. You can tell a company, give me 20,000 naira and I'm going to help you put your message before my audience. And some companies will pay you, some companies will pay you more, some companies will pay you less. But I'm simply saying that's also a form of digital marketing. And so you're going to see that many of the celebrities actually make money a lot from influencer marketing. They help companies promote products, they sign brand deals and all of that. But you don't have to be big or high level. You don't have to have millions of people following you before you can be an influencer. You may have just 500 people following you and you can really be an influencer. Influencers have grades too. There is the small scale influencer, there is the mid-level, there's also the high level. So in the small scale, you can actually operate in the small scale if you have a strong following online and people actually relating with you online. Can actually be an influencer. For example, one of the things I'm looking to build in 2022 is an influential status on YouTube. That's why I took YouTube so serious in 2022. I'm trying to build a subscriber list that is growing daily, and I'm trying to build so much, a very strong subscriber list, such that ultimately I can go into collaborations and partnerships with companies, help them promote their products on my YouTube page. I can have sponsorship deals, of course, make money also from YouTube monetization programs. So so this is one of the subset of digital marketing also. For example, look at the pictures that you see somebody crying out from the phone. That's like, that could represent affiliate marketing, could also represent influencer marketing. Then the other picture, there's somebody on the phone holding the mic and there are people following. So those are the people that are following her, and she's just making the noise for her followers to hear and go and buy, and then she gets paid commission. So that's also a part of the industry. So you may not have, you may not have mass following now, but you can be intentional. You can tell yourself, I want to build an influential status in the next 1 year, the next 2 years, and you're going to be committed to creating content. You're going to be committed to building your brand online, such that ultimately in 1-2 years you might go from 2,000 followers on Facebook to 50,000 followers. I've seen some people achieve such very astonishing feats on Facebook. I have 1 or 2 friends like that who in the last 1 year they've grown exponentially on Facebook, and presently now they actually they're like an influencer in their whole little way. So you also can actually plan to actually build that kind of status, and the next 1 or 2 years, you can begin to earn money from, helping companies promote their businesses. I mean, top money. There are influencers now that charge 500,000 just to help you promote your business on their page. That much, 500,000. Some charge 1 million. Some charge. So you can also actually build an influencer status and begin to make money online, helping companies to promote their product. All right, so much said already about the subsets of digital marketing. I'm just going to quickly probably run through it again. Then I'm going to answer a few questions that I often get asked, about digital marketing. And once I'm done answering the question, if you also have any question, please type it in the comment section. I'm going to, attend to the questions. Then we'll go into the last part of the seminar, which is about where you can actually learn, digital marketing. Yeah, that's very important. So if you have any question, ensure to put your questions in the comment section. I will check through them and I'm going to answer them on this call. And if you watch this video, say in the next 1 month, 2 months, and you have any question, put them also in the comment section. I'm going to get the notification and I will respond accordingly. So like I said, I divided the industry into 8, even though you may find articles online that divide the industry into 25, into 20. So I just decided to put some of those things they put under different umbrellas. I decided to put them together so that it can be a little more, a little more coherent and not too, it doesn't look like the industry is a confusing or confused industry. So the first one we looked at is search engine optimization. Like I said, it's organic traffic, the technicalities of how to get organic traffic for a business. And that the subsets are there. You can always refer to the video later. Then we have the search engine marketing or pay-per-click. And I said the difference between SEO and SEM is that SEO is organic, it's not paid. SEM is actually paid. Then the third one we have social media marketing. Then the fourth one we have okay, I'm struggling to see my screen, but the fourth one, that is where we have content marketing, all right, which is one of my fields. And then we have email marketing, that's the fifth one. The sixth one, we have mobile marketing. The seventh one, we have marketing analytics. And the next one, we have influencer marketing or affiliate marketing. Don't forget, if you have any question, kindly put them in the comment box. I'm going to answer them. So quickly, some of the questions that I get asked very often. Number one, how do I find my niche? I must have explained, a little about that earlier. So because the industry is vast, what you simply need to do when you're starting out in the industry is to learn a little about everything, For example, in this video, one of the things I've done for you is I've shown you a little about everything, and you can actually pick, the slides in this video and go do some more research online. For example, what I did under the subsets is that I also give you the further subsets under them so that you can actually go online and go and search what is, online SEO or offline SEO, just get a little understanding of all of these subsets. Ultimately, what's going to happen to you in this industry is as you begin to learn about the broad scope or the broad spectrum of digital marketing, you're going to find which one resonates with you very deeply. And that's when you're going to say, oh, this is my niche. Do you understand? For example, growing up, I have always been somebody who is very good at writing. I mean, growing up, when I was about 16 or 17, I'd written about 10 to 20 movie scripts. All of them I can't find them today because at that point I didn't even know it was a thing that I should take very serious. So I've always written poems, articles and all that growing up. I've always been in the press club and all that, but it was a skill that I didn't really decide to learn and to harness and to actually use professionally, until about probably 6 or 7 years ago when I got to campus and began to, practice, writing like that. So I'm simply saying, for me, writing has always been a passion. So it was not too difficult to actually, resonate quickly with content development. And for me, one of the things that's also been a strong point for me is talking. Like I'm doing now. I can actually talk like this for the next 10 hours. So it's been something that I'm very, very passionate about. So for me, it was very easy for me to actually, bond with content development, bond with content marketing. And so that was how I was able to find my own niche. And of course, the fact that I needed to do content marketing, content development meant I should be interested in SEO. So basically in the industry, the two areas I'm very solid is actually SEO and of course content marketing. So ultimately, when you actually start in the journey learning about everything, I know a little about all of the subsets, a little about, I can run Facebook ads, I can run Instagram ads, I can run Google ads. What else? Email marketing. I'm good with email marketing. I do affiliate marketing presently, so I know a little about all of these subsets, but ask me, what areas am I a specialist on? I'm actually a specialist in content marketing and SEO. So ultimately, as you go, you're going to find which of this, vast industry resonates with you deeply, and that's how you actually come up with your niche. Like I said, that's why I put with time. With time, you're going to find your niche. Then number two, what is the role of certifications and experience? Certifications, I won't tell you it has a strong role in the digital marketing industry. Like I mentioned earlier, what people really want to know is that, can you get us results? We don't care whether you were certified by this or that, but there's a place for certification. For example, when I actually wanted to change jobs in 2019 to 2020, one of the things that worked for me was that when I was applying for the job with the School of Consulting, I put forward my certification in digital marketing, which at that time was not even a very solid certification. It was a certification from Google's basic digital marketing program. That was what I had then. But now I have quite a couple of certificates. In fact, like I mentioned earlier, I'm actually taking a master class this year, digital marketing. There's training on YouTube, training on Facebook, and it cost me $40 to actually get on that course, and several other courses like that. So I'm simply saying, certifications really do not matter like that. They are like a secondary. That should not be something you're so concerned about. But of course, I'm also going to show you some platforms where you can actually learn data marketing and you can get certification so that you can have it handy. You can harm yourself with that part. But what is very key in this industry is your experience. Because In digital marketing, once you send a proposal to a company that you can help them probably create content, or social media management, we're going to ask you, show us your portfolio. Portfolio is it's like a bag or a folder of the works you have done in this thing that you say you want to do for us. I'm a content developer. Once I reach out to companies that our business can help them create content, they ask for your portfolio link. Want to see the articles you've written before. Want to see your writing style. That's going to help us understand or know whether you can actually work with us or whether we can work with you. So you need to have a portfolio. So like I said at the initial stage, that the barrier of entry is actually minimal or doesn't exist. So if you learn if you learn a subset, maybe you decide to learn email marketing for a month, and now you have all the theory. So what you need to do next is to probably get on a platform like which one is this? Mailchimp. Mailchimp is free, and try to see how you can build landing page. Try to see how you can create a lead magnet. Try to see how you can get people's email. So do that for 1, 2, 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And when people ask you for your portfolio, that can be one of your portfolio. But I'm simply saying, in this industry, experience matters a lot. We're not going to apply you to actually work for us digital marketing based on the fact that you just say you can do it. Show us proof that you have done this before for one company or the other. And that's why I also advise, if you have any digital marketing skill, one of the ways you can start up to gain experience is that you can write to companies and volunteer for them. You can actually take up what's this internship. You can take up internship. Now, don't think about money too fast. So once you have this skill, you need a place to put it to use. So if you can put it to use personal, for example, when I started blogging, I have the skill. I learned a little about blogging, but I needed to put the skill to use. How did I do it? In 2020, I created my own blog. And every month I was committed to writing at least 2 to 4 articles every month. So in 6 months, I had at least 20 articles on that platform. So when you ask me, send us your portfolio, I'll just give you my blog. I'll just give you my website. Go and check my website. You will see articles. You'll be tired. Do you understand? So for me, that was the way I went about building my portfolio. If you're a writer, for example, there are several options. You can build your own blog as your portfolio. You can go on Medium and write articles on Medium. You can write articles on LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn also allows you to publish articles. So you can actually do all of that. And there you go, you have a portfolio. So your experience in this industry is very vital. So while you learn the skill in a very minimal time, you need to ask companies. If you need to beg companies to work for them free, beg them to work for them. If you see internship opportunities, don't slack. Jump on the internship opportunities, then build your portfolio. Because the first thing companies will often ask you is not a certification, is your experience. Where is your portfolio? So you need to be able to show something as a proof that you have worked in this part of the industry and you are good at what you do. Then number 3, how do I begin? Begin with the basics. I often tell people who come to, especially if you're in Nigeria or you're in any part of Africa, that say they want to learn digital marketing, start with Google digital marketing. I can't remember the title. It's basic something. I'm going to put the link of that also in the description. I'm going to put a lot of links in the description for where you can actually learn digital marketing, free and the paid platforms. I'm going to put a lot of links. I'm not going to be mentioning that on this video. I'll just put a lot of links. So by the time this video is done and I put it up online, all you need to do is go to the description section of the video and you're going to see loads of links of places where you can actually go and learn different things, where you can learn social media advertising, where you can learn email marketing and all the like. So I'm simply saying, where do you begin? Begin with the basics. Like I said, under number 1, learn a little about everything. Then ultimately, when you find where you want to really pitch your tent, then go deep into it. Do you understand? Learn wide. When you find your niche, go deep, because you can't afford to say you want to go deep into all of the subsets of digital marketing. You will kill yourself. It's going to take you a lifetime, and probably you will ask God for another life so that you can, learn. Because the point is, even in the industry, even if you choose a niche, you're going to need to continue to learn for the rest of your life, because technology and the internet is changing. We're already talking about very soon all of this Facebook and everything will fold up, and we're going to get into the world of the into the metaverse world. So in the next 10, 20 years, you're going to see that these things would have changed again, and you need to update yourself and continue to be current. So that's the point. So begin with the basics, learn a little about everything, then find your niche, and then dive deep into it. All right. So that said, I think I answered the 3 questions. Let me check the comment section and see if there are any questions that I need to attend to before I go to the next slide. Questions. Okay, so There are no questions yet in the comment section. If you watch this video later and you have any question based on what I've said that you do not understand, please leave them in the comment box. I will get the notification and I will respond to them. And if you're watching this video now, you are live on this call and you have any question, please type the question in the comment section. I'll be gracious enough to attend to the questions now. And don't forget again, if you're watching this live, like this video, share this video with the people in your network. If you have friends who have been saying they want to go into digital marketing and they don't know how to go about it, this is by far one of the most detailed introductory class to digital marketing that you're going to find online. So, help your friend, help people in your network to actually have access to this content. So that's about that. So if there are no questions now, I'm just going to go to the next slide. If there are any questions, okay, this is supposed to be the Q&A. So if you still have questions, kindly put them in the comment section. I'm just going to quickly just do a recap of all. Okay, so let me just do further learnings first before I go to the recap, and as we try to bring this class to an end. So for further learning, like I said, you check the description section. Once this master class is done, I will edit the description. There's a description already, but it does not contain the links. So some of the places you can learn, for example, is number one, you can actually learn on YouTube. There's a lot of trainings. I shudder sometimes at what people do on YouTube, because oftentimes when I see people go on YouTube, what I see them go on YouTube is to go and watch skits, to laugh, watch some comedy skits, watch some, musical videos, and that's all. One of the platforms where I have learned a lot in my life is YouTube. I've learned a lot. For example, when I started the Optimal Edge business concept in 2020, I built my website myself. And can I tell you how I did it? I built my website watching a 3 hours tutorial video. I can't remember the guy who actually, posted the video, but he did a thorough step-by-step tutorial on YouTube where he went into his WordPress and showed us how to design a website. So when I designed my website myself in 2020, of course, the website I have to later, because at the point when I was starting the Optimal Edge, I was broke. So I didn't even have money. I started my online business with 5,500 naira. And that was the cost of 1,006 was for my monthly web hosting. 3,009 was for my domain name for a year. That was how I started the Optimal Edge, a business that now makes 6 to 7 figures every month. So I'm simply telling you, at the point when I needed to start, I didn't have money to pay somebody to design a website. I went on YouTube, took a tutorial video. I put the tutorial video on one side. I put my laptop on one side. So as I'm watching the video, I'm going to WordPress. I'm going to the next step. And that was how, I think it was overnight, I built my website. It had my picture, it had my profile, it had everything, it had my blog, it had everything, a solid work. Of course, you're going to find a little difference between what I did and what a professional later came to do for me. But it was a start for me. So one of the platforms where you can go for further learning is YouTube. Some of you are underutilizing YouTube. Just going to YouTube to go watch skits, comedy skits and laugh and laugh and laugh. There are a lot of teachings on YouTube. There are people who, like me, have given a lot of value free on YouTube. And you can learn a lot from such people on YouTube. I've learned a lot from watching YouTube videos, and also YouTube can leverage on that. So that's one. Number two, if you want to learn digital marketing, if you want to start with the basics, you need to also go to Google Digital Skills. I can't remember what the title is, but like I said, I'll put the link in the description section so you can learn from that. That will give you a little knowledge about all of the subsets, and then you can later build up, later. So that is another place. Another place where you can learn is actually LinkedIn learning. In my LinkedIn video, you're going to check, if you check the description, if you check my channel, you're going to see a video that I put up. Towards the end, I shared how you can get certifications free of charge on LinkedIn. So there are a lot of courses also. For example, one of the places where I learned SEO, backlinking, external linking, and all of those, international SEO, local SEO was actually LinkedIn. So like I said, in that video, you're going to see how you can actually leverage on your 1 month free tester period on LinkedIn to learn a lot of courses and get a lot of certifications. On my LinkedIn profile, for example, if you go to my LinkedIn, you're going to see more than 20 certificates. Some of them, of course, some of them were from other platforms, but most of them were actually from LinkedIn. I got it from LinkedIn in that 1 month space when I was doing my tester period for the premium plan. So you can also get on LinkedIn, learn on LinkedIn. And the beautiful part is, like, we're talking about okay, Google Digital Skills Workshop. Thank you so much, Olale Koladimeji, for actually sharing that. So, so that's one platform where that was the first digital marketing course I took. That was the first. And that was the same certificate that I used to get a job that was paying me twice in 2020. Just that certificate alone. That's Google Digital Skills Workshop. So you can get that. Like I said, you can get a lot of certificates learning on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you can get a lot of certificates. And the beautiful part is, for example, I get a lot of jobs, content development jobs on LinkedIn too. And because I have a lot of LinkedIn certificates, people who give you jobs on LinkedIn are fine with you presenting LinkedIn certificates because they trust LinkedIn as a professional platform and they trust their learning platform too. So you can learn on LinkedIn and you can get a lot of certifications. And if you want to learn social media advertising, for example, there's this platform by Facebook. There's also a video on my YouTube that actually, talks more about how you can actually learn that from Facebook. Facebook has a platform. I've forgotten the name too now. They have a platform that teaches you all that you need to learn about Facebook and Instagram at free of charge, and you're also going to get certificates too. So I mean, if you want to learn social media advertising, for example, like Facebook ad and Instagram, who best should you be learning from? You should be learning from those who own the platform, who have put together trainings to help you. I mean, they can't. I'm not sure a single entity can actually teach you better than them because they know the platform, they know it in and out, and they'll be sharing with you all that you know. Because one of the reasons why Facebook had to do that, create that platform, is because they want you to put your money into advertising on the platform. And they know, because many of us find the platform a little, the advertising platform a little complicated to actually understand. So people put money in it and they waste their money. So they decide to come up with a platform so that you can learn how to actually run ads, because they want you to run ads, because that's the basic and the primary way they make money from the platform. Do you understand? So you can also learn from that platform. Then you can learn from Coursera. Some of those platforms that are paid platforms. Some courses on Coursera go for $9, $10. So with some $50, you can actually take at least 4 or 5 courses in that part of the industry that you have chosen. You can take courses on SEO. You can take 2 or 3 courses, learn from different people, go deep, learn from on the surface and go deep. You can have that done on Coursera. Then I'm also going to put some other paid platform. I took a course this year. It's a paid course, $40 on Axios. I don't know if you heard of that before. I'm also going to put the link in the description section so that if you have the money to pay for it, there are digital marketing courses that go for $100, that go for $1,000, that go for $2,000. So, but you may not, when you're starting out, like I said, I will always advise, start with the free trainings, the basic ones, the advanced ones that are also still free. Then as you probably begin to make money, you can then begin to, because I didn't begin to buy paid courses on digital marketing until I begin to make some cool money in digital marketing. All right. But if you of course have another source of income where you can actually, invest some money in digital marketing, please do that. But like I said, I would advise you start with the free trainings, learn the basics, start with the basics. And when you probably find your niche and you want to dive, deeper into that niche that you have chosen, then you can begin to invest money into, your chosen niche. All right. So I'm still checking if there are questions before I begin to call this a day. So Abdullah Kazim, there's a question. While talking about email marketing, you made mention Mailchimp. How does it work? Is it the same as Gmail? Yeah, it's a little bit related, but of course, don't forget, there are platforms that are specifically designed for email marketing, and you're going to have Mailchimp. Mailchimp is has a free and a paid one, but there are more. There are some other platforms that I prefer. For example, I use Constant Contact. There's Constant Contact. There's ConvertKit. A lot of them. Most of them paid. But Mailchimp has a free platform. That's why I said, and it allows you to have at least 200 email subscribers before you actually go to the paid platform. So it works. Email marketing platforms, designated email marketing platform, works a little advanced than Gmail and the likes. Do you understand? They work a little advanced than Gmail. Why? Because they are just designed, for email marketing. Because email marketing platforms infuse landing pages. For example, Gmail does not have landing page. You can't build landing page on Gmail. But with Mailchimp, with Constant Contacts, you can build landing page. You can do automations. Automations like when people subscribe to your email list, you have programmed it. There's a welcome message that just goes out to them automatically. You can't do all of that on Gmail. Those are only possible on designated, specialized email marketing software. So Mailchimp, Constant Contacts, ConvertKit, they are a little advanced than your basic Gmail. You can actually use Gmail for, you can use it for basic sending out mails, but if you really want to do email marketing, you can actually use Gmail for it. All right, so Olalekan Dimeji, you said HubSpot Academy also has a free learning platform. That's absolutely beautiful. Definitely I'm putting some of those links in the description section so that anybody watching this video now or later can actually have access to where they can go for further learnings. All right, so that's about that. If there are still questions, please put it in the comment section. Like I said, if you're on this call, like this video, share this video with people in your network so that people can actually, get access to this value. And it's absolutely free. I didn't charge anything. And of course, as you can see, I did not sell anything on this training. I didn't organize this to actually sell. This program is put together by Emerge Africa. And like I said, one of the things we do in Emerge Africa is to actually help Africans with the skills that are needed for them to be able to compete with people in the other parts of the world. All right, so quickly I'm going to so you can actually connect with me if you're watching this video now, or you get to watch it later. You can connect with me on Facebook. You're going to see that scrolling on your screen right now. Connect with me on Facebook at Ajayi Olalekan. And if you are yet to join the Emerge Africa group, you also should check that out on Facebook. Search for Emerge Africa on Facebook, and you can be a part of the community. We also have a Telegram channel. You will see that definitely when you join the Facebook group. All right, so quickly, I'm just going to do a recap of what we have learned today as I bring this discussion to a close. We have been together for roughly 95 minutes now, and we have been looking at the introduction to digital marketing, Digitma 2020. Well, I'm taking you through the different subsets of the digital marketing industry and how you can actually build a career today in digital marketing. So I began at the beginning by telling you that I will show you how you can actually make decent income. And some of the ways you can do that is when you get digital marketing skill, you can actually get jobs. You can get new jobs with good pay, or you can actually stay on your job and, do much more for your company, get into their marketing department, and then ask for more pay. Or you can be the next big name in the digital marketing industry. Because I have a company now that is, a digital marketing company, I've related with several people outside Nigeria, especially in the United States of America. So, I am not a big name in the digital marketing industry, but I'm working towards that. So you can also get this skill. You can build a company and become the next big name in digital marketing. This guy on Facebook, Damola, that has, that does this Facebook, advertising training, is a big name in the industry now, simply because he mastered how to run Facebook and Instagram ads. That's his own forte, and that is what he does, and it's a big name now. Some of the people who use him, Trisha Bees and the likes, actually use Damola for their advertising campaign. So I'm simply saying, once you get a digital marketing skill, you might just be the next big name in the industry. And one of the things I promised was I was going to show you a roadmap to follow, so that you can actually do number one in 6 months. If you follow me step by step, then I'm also going to get you started on what to learn and where you can learn. That's when I said I'm going to add the links, to where you can actually take further learnings in the description section. And like I said, one major question we've been able to answer in this live call is, why is digital marketing a big deal? Okay, this is what is digital marketing. No, you can check that later. But we said, why is digital marketing a big deal? And number one, I said the United States market was estimated at $1.55.3 billion in 2021, US alone. And in that market, Optimal Hedge business concept, I only work for foreign clients, so majority of my clients are actually from US. So we're also taking a little part out of this 1.55 billion. So I'm simply saying, if you learn digital marketing today, you also can begin to just take a little chunk out of that, out of that so much money, and that's just going to change your life. So digital advertising spending worldwide in 2021 was $521 billion. That's so much money. That's so much money, and you can actually just position yourself somewhere in the industry and take a little part of it. And I also said that the projection is that in 2026 the industry is going to be worth, I think, $786 billion. So in the next 4 years, if you start today to get a digital marketing skill and to begin to put in the work and and build authority and expertise in the industry, in the next 4 years, I can tell you, you're going to be in some massive money. And that's going to be you just taking a part out of that $786 billion that is projected. So why is digital marketing a big deal? Because today you can buy and sell across the globe. You can be in Nigeria and sell to people in any part of the world. And so it is possible for you today to be in any part of the world and earn from a global audience. That's why digital marketing is a big deal. And two, because there are little or no barrier. You don't need a certificate, like I said, even though certificates help you, but they are secondary. What's basic is that you need experience. So once you get the experience, there is no association that you need to join. There is no, there are really no barriers to, like I used an example earlier. It's not like the medical profession where you need to go to school, learn how to be a doctor for 6 years or 7 years, then do housemanship, then all of those, things that you learn for 7, 8 years before you can get into, practicing or being accredited. But this one, you don't need more than months. Just take months, some weeks or months, learn the skill, then take some other weeks or months to practice, to build a portfolio, and you are good to go. And I mentioned some of the things that people care about, the companies care about. They care about your experience majorly. Can you help us? We have a product, we have a service. Can you help us to reach out to people in UK, reach out to people in in Canada? Can you help us? If you can help us, we'll give you our money. And some of the ways you can make money with digital marketing skill, number one, I say you can get a decent job with your digital marketing skill. Number two, you can utilize your skill in your own business. If you have a business, you can use your skill to promote your business. Number three, you can set up a digital marketing company and you can help other businesses and the business will pay you. That's what we do in Optimal Edge. And finally, you can have the skill and then begin to train people and make money from training people all over the world. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, somebody. All right, so there's so much money and there are enough ways where you can actually make money in this industry. Let me quickly sip my tea. So what we now did was we did a quick look at the different industries under data marketing. The first one was search engine optimization, pay-per-click or search engine marketing. We looked at email marketing, content marketing. We looked at social media advertising. We looked at mobile marketing, marketing analytics, and affiliate marketing or influencer marketing. All right, so that's all about that. Let me check again if there are questions. If there are no questions, then I am about bringing this session to a close. All right, I'm just trying to look. Let me check the comment section. So Abdullah Kazim Oluwole is asking, how can I position myself as an authority in a particular niche? So the first, like I said, the first one is you have the knowledge. You must have the knowledge, get the training, get the skill. It begins with that. Authorities are known for their expertise, for their competence. Do you understand? So once you have the skill and you have the knowledge, the next thing is you want to build a portfolio. So build a portfolio of jobs that you have done, because that's one of the ways to also prove that you're an authority. So if, for instance, or you're an expert, so we want to see, by the time you have a lot of work under your belt, so we look at you, let's say you have, for example, now, as a content developer, I've written at least, without exaggeration, I've written at least 500 to 1,000 articles. Yes. So I am an authority by reason of how many works I've done. But one of the ways you can position yourself as an authority is if you're an authority, say for instance, in relationship, in marriage, find a platform where you can actually share information out to people. Because one of the ways you build authority status is by constantly creating content. Because for instance, if you go on Google now to search about digital marketing or stuff around digital marketing, one of the pages that is going to pop up is Neil Patel. Neil Patel is one of the big names in the digital marketing industry. And why we actually see him as an authority is because he has a lot of content online on digital marketing. Talk about SEO, he has content. Talk about keyword research, he has content. He has content littered everywhere on almost all of the subjects on digital marketing. So content marketing will help people get to come into your world and see that, oh man, you know a lot about digital marketing. One of the things I'm doing on this call is I'm giving out content. I'm giving out content about digital marketing. And because you joined this video and you saw all that I know about digital marketing, you're likely going to be seeing me as an authority already. True or true? If you think I'm an authority in digital marketing, let me see you in the comment section. Now, I may not be, one of the biggest names. I may not know it all because truly I really don't know it all. But the point is I know a little about digital marketing, enough to be able to come and share with you on this video. I'm an authority. Do you understand? So that's one of the ways you build authority status, by creating content. Like I said, you need to know this thing first. Yeah, you need to know it first. We don't want you to just come online and just come and be bamboozling us with head knowledge. You need to know this thing first. Then that's number two. You need to have some experience. You must have done some work. You must have really practically used the things you know. Then the next one is you need to now come out and make noise that you're an authority. There's a part of building an authority that has to do with you blowing your trumpets. Some of you are good in several other things, but you don't come online to tell us. We will never know you are good at it. If there's one thing you know me for, I am loud on social media. And when I say I'm loud, it's not like I make noise, like I just make any noise. The two things I care about passionately are entrepreneurship and personal development. And if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I put out content almost all the time where I share about these things. All right, so that's me building my authority status in those fields. So once you are good in a particular niche, we need you to come out and tell us that you are good. And how will we know that you are good? You are constantly teaching us, because we don't know. I'm just taking the example of just somebody on Facebook who doesn't know about data marketing. But when I see you, today you told me a part of data marketing. Tomorrow you shared another part. I mean, for like 1 week, 1 month, you have shared different things on data marketing. I would have learned a lot from you, and then you are my authority on that field. You get the point? Anytime I think data marketing, most likely your picture will come to my mind. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So by the time you're creating content, you are tweaking the mind. You're working on the minds of people to begin to see you differently. So we have always known you as Abdullah Kazim Oluwole, and peradventure maybe you use your Facebook to just share pictures of yourself, enjoying or at Owambe or something. But tomorrow you just come up and say, what is data marketing? Then you share a few things about data marketing. Next tomorrow you share different subsets of data marketing. People will begin to follow your post, learning from your post, and they are seeing you. You are working on their mind. You are conditioning their mind to begin to see you as what? This guy knows data marketing. Do you understand? Do you understand? So, for example, look at this guy, Aproko Doctor. Aproko Doctor is actually a doctor in real life. But how did we know that he's actually an authority? He began to share tweet. He began to tweet. He tweets a lot of things. Then recently, is it Aproko Doctor? What's this guy that recently began to share 1 minute videos, 30-minute video, where he's now correcting, he's correcting a lot of the misunderstandings people have about different, like I've seen some of his videos in recent. I'm not sure if it's Aproko Doctor or one of these other doctors, but I'm simply saying content marketing is one of the ways you can position yourself as an authority. So learn the ropes in that niche, learn all that you need to learn, have experience, practical working experience. Then 3, put out content. What I'm doing, what I told myself I was going to do in 2022 is to do a lot of content. And that's why I'm on YouTube. Creating a lot of content is part of the process of building an authority status. If you come to my YouTube page, for instance, I have at least 60 videos there. Okay, yes, Aproko Doctor. Thank you, Ayomide Edu. If you come to my YouTube, for instance, I have at least 60 videos on YouTube where I'm either talking, business or talking personal development. That is how to build an authority status. When you have a lot of experience and a lot of information out on a particular concept or a particular topic, we begin to consider you as an authority in that field. So Abdullah Kazim Oluwole, I hope that answers your question. Any other question as I bring this class to a close? 1 hour 47 minutes. Beautiful. I've totally enjoyed myself on this call. This is what I love to do. This is something I'm very passionate about. I can actually talk like this till tomorrow. Of course, it's actually good that sometimes these things are, very brief, but I just wanted it to be very detailed. That's why I said it was going to be 9 to 12. And, this is almost 9 to 11, and we have covered a lot. So for further learnings, like I said, I'll add a lot of links in the description section. You can actually just click on those links and go and begin to learn. There are going to be free links and there are going to be paid links. In the absence of any other question, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this event this beautiful morning. So thank you for being a part of this event. And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, do that now. You're going to see somewhere under your video where they say subscribe. That's one of the ways you can say thank you to me for actually giving all of this value out for free. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share this video with people in your network, share this video with somebody who is contemplating going into tech, going into data marketing, and they don't know where to start. They don't know what data marketing is about. This video is going to help them. So share this video with people in your network. If you are watching this video now or later and you don't follow me on social media, go to Facebook, search for Ajayi Olalekon. That picture there is the picture you're going to see on my profile. So follow me on Facebook. Go to Instagram, search for coach_D, and you're going to find me on Instagram. Go to LinkedIn, search for Ajayi Olalekon. You're going to find me on LinkedIn. Go to YouTube, search for The Optimal Edge, Ajayi Olalekon. You're going to find me there too. I'm almost on everywhere I'm almost like MTN, everywhere you go. And if you're not a member of Emerge Africa, please go to Facebook, search for Emerge Africa, and join the group. We're planning a program very soon. It's called Emerge Conference 2.0. In Emerge Conference 2.0, we're going to be looking at Africa and technology, and I'm going to be bringing some young 5 to 6 people who are doing millions in using tech. I'm going to be bringing them to come speak to people. It's also going to be happening this year, so I want you to look forward to that. Join the group on Facebook, and you're going to be in the loop concerning the program. Again, thank you for being a part of this broadcast, and I'll see you very soon in another very educative and insightful video session or live event session. Thank you so much. Peace. And I want to leave you with this: you can be or earn whatever it is you desire if you're willing to put in the work. All right, guys. So the power in knowledge is not just when you learn. It is when you actually use what you have learned. So whatever it is you've learned in this video, time to go put it into use. Easy Rebecca says, thank you so much. I got so much value. I'm glad. It's my pleasure. Ayomide Edu, thank you, sir. Thank you also for coming. Abdullah Kazim Oluwole, thank you, sir. Thank you also for coming. Share this video, like this video, and I'll see you in some other place on the online space. With Facebook, with Instagram. I love you, and I'm rooting for you big time.